The figure skating world is taking notice. The young Canadian team of Dubé and Davison, a remarkable 10th place finish at the Winter Olympic Games here in Calgary, sitting in 7th place and making their presence known. Craig Bunton and Valerie Marcoux find themselves for the first time in the final flight, hoping to medal. Russia has a long and rich history in pairs, dominating 25 of the last 34 World Championships. Petrova and Tikhonov are Russia's best hope for a medal here in Calgary. With the absence of the two-time world champions Zhen and Zhao, the young Chinese teams have their sights set on both gold and silver. Under the tutelage of Bin Yao, Hang and Tong, with their high-flying twists and throws, narrowly were denied an Olympic medal in turn.
No! Oh my goodness.
My gosh.
But who can forget the courage of Dan Zhang? And now, 37 days later, they're here in Calgary and poised to win their first world title. From Calgary, the pairs free skate is next. And on this Wednesday evening, the ever-growing skyline, a spectacular skyline downtown Calgary, as we're back in southern Alberta for the 2006 World Figure Skating Championships. We're at the Pengrowth Saddle Dome, and it is all brought to you by the BMO Financial Group. We have some videotape about 2 hours ago, some of the top pair skaters arriving here. That is Hao Zhang, followed by, that's Pang and Tong, and that is Dan Zhang, and there are the Canadians. On the right, Craig Bunton. On the left, Valerie Marcoux. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Williams. Welcome back to Calgary and our continuing coverage of the 2006 World Figure Skating Championships. Our focus tonight will be the pairs free skate. We just saw the leader, Zhang and Zhang, the top Canadians. Marcoux and Bunton are fourth. Speaking of Canadians, quite a story earlier today here in the Saddle Dome. Now, Joannie Rochette was fifth, a very strong fifth at the Turin Winter Olympics. In the first of two qualifying sessions for the women here today, it happened earlier this morning, Canada's Joannie Rochette electrified this building. Now that was earlier today here in the Pengrowth Saddle Dome, so Joannie Rochette is the leader after the first of two sessions. You see American Emily Hughes. Speaking of Americans, Sasha Cohen, the silver medalist in Turin, will skate in the second session, and that will come up later tonight after we're off the air. Just a reminder, Friday night we'll have the women's short program, and then Saturday afternoon, and note the times, folks, we'll be live on the air at 3 Eastern, 1 o'clock here in Alberta Saturday afternoon with the women's free skate. As promised tonight, we focus on the pairs free skate, so let's head down to the other end of the building. We say good evening to Mark Lee, Barbara Underhill, and Paul Martini. Mark?
Thank you, Brian. Well, this is a night full of promise for Canadian pairs figure skating. You have to go back 5 years to find the last time a Canadian pair won a medal at the World Figure Skating Championships. That was Sally and Pelche back in 2001, ironically, on Canadian ice in Vancouver. Well, tonight here in Calgary, not one, but two Canadian pairs are in the top 7. And Barb, let's start with the Canadian champions, Valerie Marcoux and Craig Bunton, 4th after the short program. They've never been this close to the podium.
Well, after their very disappointing finish at the Olympic Games, they were 11th. Who would ever have imagined that they would be in a position tonight to possibly win a medal? But it is going to be a very, very tall order for them. And I think that somebody in the top 3, one of those teams, is going to have to make a mistake for Val and Craig to seize that opportunity. They'll need to grab onto the energy in this building and come up with another personal best, as they did in the short program.
Well, fresh out of the junior ranks, Jessica Dubé and Bryce Davison of Canada are 7th after the short program. Impressive, Paul, in their World Championship debut.
Well, it's impressive not only that they've done so well here, but they've had an exceptional season. When a team such as them moves out of the junior ranks to the senior level, your first year is supposed to be about getting the experience, getting the feel for what it's like to skate with and compete against the very best in the world. Well, they showed us in Torino that they are quite capable of skating with the very best in the world. They had a solid short program, and another exceptional skate here would cap a brilliant debut season for this team.
Well, they both had personal bests in the short program, but the field they'll face tonight in the free skate is full of World Championship tradition.
And for Marcoux and Bunton, skating in that final group will be a new experience. They showed us in the short program that they have the talent to be there. Can they capitalize on this opportunity?
Former world champions Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov are the most experienced team in this event. A solid performance in the short has them in a position to claim the title once again. Stamina, always an issue for this team. Today, it's 4.5 minutes at a mile high.
King Pang and Jean Tong have struggled the last 2 seasons with consistency. But with 2 strong Olympic programs, they have a renewed confidence. And after missing the podium in Turin, they are motivated to win that top spot.
Their teammates, the Zhangs, have been challengers to this point, never a favorite. To be the leaders after the short is uncharted waters for this team. Do they have the confidence to believe they can become world champions?
And this is how close it is after the short program. Only 5 points separate the top 6 teams going into this free skate. The Chinese, 1 and 2, both seeking their first world titles. The Russians, Petrova and Tikhonov, Russia's only hope here for a medal. And of course the Canadians, Marcoux and Bunton, 4th, Dubé and Davison in 7th place. This is the husband and wife team representing Poland, Dorota Zagorska and Mariusz Sudak. They were 9th after the short program. It's a team that's had its struggles in the last couple of years at the World Championships. They were 7th last year. Dorota competing there, having not trained in months leading up to the Moscow event after she fractured her shoulder crashing on a throw triple loop. And this year, a day before the short program here in Calgary, she blacked out and couldn't train. And they will start their free skate from this precarious position, skating to the soundtrack from The Mission.
And the first 3 elements will be the key to this program. Side-by-side jumps have always given them difficulties. Setting up here for their first combination of jumps, double axel, double toe. Setting up now for the throw triple loop. And this is the element here that will make or break the program. Side-by-side triple toes. And no.
They both have difficulty in falling, and she turned her attempt into a double. Unusual entrance into this lift.
problems here on the side-by-side spins.
Double twist in the short program. There's a triple. Nice sharp rotation from Dorada.
This team has made Montreal its training base for the last 3 years, and they feel so at home here on Canadian ice. Got a really warm reception in the short program.
Success with the first throw. Here's the second one. Throw triple sow. Well done.
Beautiful display of control through this lift.
This team had hinted that this might have been their final international appearance here in Calgary, but we talked to them just before they went on here tonight, and they said they plan to stay until next year's European Championships, which will be held in their native Warsaw.
Setting up here for their final lift. Clearly some of the best lifts in this competition. He is just a solid partner underneath her.
Dorota Zagorska and Mariusz Sudak of Poland with some dramatic lifts to some dramatic music here in their free skate. And a standing ovation from an appreciative Canadian crowd. They are the adopted Canadians of these World Championships, to be sure.
Well, aside from the mistake on the side-by-side triple jump, the rest of the program was as good as they could skate it.
Zagorska and Sudak taking their bows for the last time on World Championship ice.
Choreography and creativity are things that judges are looking for in the opening position. Certainly had it. Here was the throw just over a year ago. Beautiful throw triple loop.
But always the downfall for this team, the side-by-side triple toe loops. They both struggled. She did a double and he goes down.
Now the scores for Zagorska and Sudak, flanked by their Canadian coaches, Richard Gauthier and Manon Perron. 56.90 for technical elements. Marked down for their components at 49.84. And they will have a total score here in the free skate of 105.74, about 10 points below their best ever in this event. But right now it's the best free skate of the evening, and they will move into first place with about 11 skaters to come. We'll put her name on the internet in a partner search, kind of like figure skating's version of a dating service. And she found Robin in Germany, and now together they skate at the World Championships, coming 5th after the short program. skating to Bon Voyage and 1492 Conquest of Paradise.
Opened the program with a very good split double twist.
Setting up now for side-by-side triple toe loops. He flips off his edge, straight up into a second triple toe, and they land those cleanly.
This next element is one which we don't often see in pair skating. Wonderful little bit of choreographic interlude here, and that's one of the strengths of this team. This is a really well choreographed program, some great ingenuity. Here's the throw, a throw triple flip.
Yes, and she pushes that through. She's so strong, and that throw had huge height.
This is a team trying to salvage a season that held such high expectations. They were 6th at the Olympics, and it all fell apart there. Distractions hurt their concentration. When their coach, Ingo Steuer, was first banned by the German Olympic Committee for his connections with the former East German Stasi secret police, and got there on a court injunction, but they never recovered psychologically.
Well, it was such a distraction for this team. It was hard to focus on the job at hand, but they look to be very focused out here tonight. And remember, they're just 2 points off of the podium. This is certainly a team that could leap right up into the top 3.
Unable to hang on to the landing of the side-by-side double axel.
Hangs on to the throw triple sow. Distance between the two of them on this spin.
Such a terrific season, 2nd at the European Championships, 1st at Skate Canada, 3rd at the Grand Prix final for the bronze, and beat the Russians, Petrova and Tikhonov, 3 times. But can they deliver in the biggest events of all?
Their final element, a backward outside death spiral.
Jenko and Robin representing Germany, an embrace here at center ice. But this pairs competition is so close, there really isn't room for mistakes, and they've had a few.
And there is so much relief here. You can see they have been under enormous strain and pressure. They certainly were not mistake-free out here tonight, but Obviously, by their faces, they're pleased with this effort.
The young Germans, Savchenko and Zokovi.
Here's a look at the opening split double twist. She gets good height. He sets her down nicely.
Very aggressive to attempt not one, but two side-by-side triples in sequence. He has difficulty there, hanging on, right side drop down, but then he comes right back immediately, and even with less speed, which is sometimes more difficult, gets the second one done.
And here's a look at the throw triple flip. Look at the height on that, and she just hangs on with such patience to land that throw. Beautiful extensions from this team. Good lifts. Good, strong air position there.
Alyona Savchenko and Robin Zokovi with their coach Ingo Stoyer now awaiting their scores here in the free skate. And for technical elements, 55.03. Program components 54.81 for a total here in the long program of 108.84. Their personal best, you can see, 123.62, so nowhere near that. But it is the best free skate so far of the evening. And right now, combining that with their short program, the Germans are in first place here in Calgary.
And representing the United States of America, Inouye and Baldwin.
Now the two-time U.S. champions, Inouye and John Baldwin Jr. made history in the short program here in Calgary with the first ever throw triple axel. They did the same in the Olympic Games in Torino. They were 6th after the short program and are much improved this season after finishing 11th 1 year ago at the World Championships in Moscow. A daring team and thrilling to watch.
What always seems to hurt this team is the side-by-side jumps. They open here with side-by-side triple toe loops. And John has not landed this jump yet in competition this season. And they do it! Good timing.
Another jump here. It will be in sequence. Double axel. And another one.
Setting up for their first throw. It's a throw triple loop. And they are off to a great start.
One arm hip axel. Difficult entrance. Once the lift was up, no change of position. Not a high degree of difficulty after it's in the air. One might have thought they'd have tried this element earlier in the program. They're about halfway through as they go to attempt this throw triple axel.
Yep. First time in a World Championship free skate as they continue to make history.
She is amazing.
And you know, Barb, they've been through a lot, this team. Rena, during the Olympics in Torino, talked about something she'd kept very private when she revealed that she'd been diagnosed with lung cancer back in 1998. Lucky the doctors caught it early. She went through 6 months of chemo in a Los Angeles hospital and is in remission right now. Her father also died of lung cancer.
Positions maybe could be better in this spin, but there's been good unison throughout it. One final element, a lift to conclude this program.
And this will no doubt be a personal best for this team.
No question, it's a star-spangled night for the Americans here in Calgary. Rena Inouye and John Baldwin Jr., and they're all standing at the Pengrowth Saddledome.
No better feeling than to skate your final performance of the year with a performance like this.
What a night for the Americans.
The composure of this team is very impressive. He has not landed this jump all season long and comes up big when it counts.
It's the first program with no major mistake. Split double twist. Not one of their best elements, but good height and good control. Side-by-side double axles in sequence. There's the first one. Couple of connecting steps. She's back up into the air for the second one. Very well done.
This is the element that sets this team apart. They make history here tonight by landing once again. She slightly may have touched the ice. Watch for the reaction of their coach, Peter Oppegaard, and yes.
So will this be the best score the Americans have ever achieved in the
Score is 66.
free skate? And a personal best of 1:13.74. And look at the numbers adding up here. 54.65 in components to go with 67.62 in technical elements. Yes, indeed, it is a brand new personal best by a mile. The best free skate of the night, and Inouye and Baldwin are now in first place. On deck in the free skate, Canada's Dubé and Davison, the two-time junior world silver medalists, stepping up under the bright lights of the big leagues tonight.